go after the buildings that seek to serve Christ. And that everything, every square inch in there is dedicated and marked off for spreading the gospel. And what we're doing here is we are educating, we are equipping, we are enabling, we are building kingdom soldiers for the name of Christ. We want to go to university. Amen. We want to be pastors, ministers. We want them to own businesses. We want to be plumbers. We want to be carpenters. But above all else, we want them to have a relationship with Jesus Christ and be able to defend that faith. And then have children that believe that as well. Children's children for 1,000 generations. Amen? I mean, so that's different. So that means we're different. Then by design, we're different. So by design, our message should be, we're leading with the gospel. We want all kids. We want all kids. Now, you don't need a high-powered marketing person to do that. So what I've done in small schools, and I've started schools literally from zero, and gone, I'll just tell you a short little story. School says we want to start a school in Casa Grande, Arizona. Everybody know Casa Grande, Arizona? Between Phoenix and Tucson. And they said we're a very poor county, and but we have some families. There's not a Christian school in the county. There's a Roman Catholic school, but not a Christian school. And so, can you help us get started? So I said, yeah, that'd be great. My wife and I would go down, we consult with them, we set up a plan, we have an open house meeting, we run advertising on a Christian radio station and other radio stations. I'm meeting with all the pastors, share the vision, what we're trying to get accomplished, ask them to help participate, tell them that we'll take your children, and they go, well, you know, not sure how much we can pay them, so I don't care what you pay, nickel, $5. Now tell me why you don't want your kids in Christian school. It always works well. You take away that finances real quick, then you get to the heart of the matter. But that's how we start. And then first year we had 18 kids. The second year was 45 kids. And when we met for the first time, we talked about a building, what kind of size building, how many kids we wanted, how many kids we thought we wanted, a good area, strategic area, demographics of the area, looking for space and land. And we just took a little map and put a little pin right there. And so 3 years later, which would have been a year and a half ago, we had a local dairy farmer who's a grandparent of a family that we took for, I think it was $200 for the year for 2 kids. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear that? Okay. So the grandfather comes in. He goes, "Oh, I own a dairy farm, and I want to build that school debt free." When did the vision start? When did we start the message?
At the beginning.
At the very beginning. All kids, $200 a month. I still get goosebumps. $200 a month. What eyes was I seeing with? Christ. Did I know there was a grandparent that owned a dairy farm? I didn't know, but God knew. God knew. God, we are so short-sighted. We are so full of ourselves that we're not full of the gospel. And people can see that. If you lead with just an academic school, then you're going to be this, that. And I don't know what that is. I can't testify to that because that's not what I have experience with. And so when you get started, when you're at your size, don't despise small. I always say start small, think big. Start small, think big. As God brings those things to you, then in His timing, then you will be able to hire someone like that. So find somebody, but this is how you got to do it. You got to find someone in your small schools. You got to find someone that's pretty good at this. Then you'll find a parent or a teacher, part-time or something like this, that's good at this. But then you got to find someone who's good at this. You're going to find very few people that are good at all three of those. You're going to find very few people at all three of those. So let me back up a little bit. So, an event coordinator. Event coordinators, every year you should have some events, a life of the school, that is structured to connect the community in fellowship, and fun, and finances. Fellowship, fun, finances. So, you want to connect people in your community with the message, we're going to have a good time, we're going to fellowship, we're going to have some fun, and here is the state of the finances. You just get up and say, here's where we are. That's what we like to do. Here's our message. Each one of these people have got to say the same message. Gene and I are lockstep. You talk to him, you talk to me, it's going to be the same message. It's lockstep. So, the event coordinator, you decide, okay, what kind of events we want to have, and every event has a purpose. And that purpose is just the message, your brand. Who are you? What makes you different than the school down the street? Well, we're for Christ. We're for all families, not just the rich. And we seek to glorify His name and everything. And because of that, we believe that classical methodology equips our kids, enables them to be able to engage the enemy and conquer. We don't want them to engage and lose, do we? So we want them to be able to interact with the lost and with the antagonists and win. That's what we want for our kids. I hope that's what you want for your kids too. We don't want them to be destroyed. Just telling them is not enough. We got to equip them. We got to engage them. That's a whole part of the curriculum part. That's a whole other part of it. But that's why we do classical. We don't do classical for high tuition. We don't do classical so they can get into colleges. Well, maybe you do, but I don't. And ACS started right here, and this school didn't do that for that. Now, this school has had the most national merit finalists for a number of graduates. All schools out of the last 17 out of 20-something years. But that's a side note. That's a side note. So, the event coordinator, the message, this is auctions. We have, Gene and I, we did some things before, but now we like to do the feed the need, feed the homeless events, where we bring food here, rice and spices and things. We go up to the gym and we take a day out of school and we just pack all these meals. And we're gonna feed the homeless and feed the poor in Haiti. We have it a bit. We're gonna put in there the gospel, with a little flyer inside those meals. And we have pledges for every meal. We have grandparents, uncles, and aunts who give pledges for each meal we pack. We have a school board with a big gong in the gym. How many of you guys do this at your schools? Well, you go in the gym, we call the newspaper, the TV stations. They like to come out and see people feeding the orphans and the poor. They sell newspapers that way. That's fine. So the message for what we're doing, we tell them what we're doing, they come and they see, and the parents and grandparents, they see the message and they see our actions. Don't go to Europe, we don't go to Rome. Newspapers don't cover those events. Logos School is going to Rome for 7 days. Anyway, sorry. Marketing person is taking what you do, and that person is trying to think how to grow the school, and that's a person that does your website. Your website's the front of your school, the face of your school. The marketing person sends the ads to the newspapers. This person is doing all the details of the event. This person is marketing the event in the different areas. Your website, any emails that go out to the body at large. They're trying to grow the exposure of your school. And so that's usually a different type of person. This is technical, has some abilities with computers and interfacing with websites. This person is very organized, systematic, like a little beaver. So this one is like a Beaver too, but also understands technology. So in your school, somebody can do that website, take pictures, download them, put the scores on there for your athletic events. It's a marketing type person at your school.
Staff,
Pardon?
hire staff members.
It can be. It depends how big your school is to begin with. I don't think you need somebody to pay it off at the very beginning. So what I would do is I would find some volunteers or people on the spots and then retain somebody like Jeannie to oversee them. I already have the print collateral. Print collateral is print that is an investment that has a return. You put it out there as a collateral, then the return comes back in. So it already has all that stuff for you. All you do is put your name in it. All the things it sends out just constantly with the message, if this is your message. So marketing person looking out, coming in. The marketing person also will bring people into the building. You must think about how you get your message out and spreading the word. And to spread the word, you want to have people coming into your building. So you must have assemblies. I was here 20-something years ago. We started having assemblies. Why did I start having assemblies at Little God School?
Bring people in.
Bring people in. I'm going to bring a message. Come see it, right? Come see it. So, yeah, we want assemblies. Yeah, the kids love doing it, but the reason we started it is for marketing. Probably. Yeah. So, that's the marketing part. And bring them in for breakfast. And what I mean, the Rotary, the Kiwanis, the Lions, your mayor, your county commissioner, come in for a free breakfast, host the event, speak at it. Now that's your development part. Development person, this person often is the administrator to begin with. Is the administrator to begin with. And the development person is developing long-term relationships with people in the community. Now, not only people in the community, but people in the organization. You are developing a long-term relationship. You must start developing these relationships way before you ever start a capital campaign. You don't wait till you start a capital campaign to go look at your list of people that you want to go send a message to. They want, first of all, if you come ask for me, a little short story, 37 years ago, I was in the NFL. I married a girl up here in Elk River, Idaho. She was Miss Idaho. She went down to Alabama to a national competition. I met her there, married her. I don't know where Idaho is, really, to be honest with you. But I just know I love the girl, so we go see the parents, right? So I go up, and it was big doings in Elk River for me to show up there. It's a town of 150 people. The parents are going to a church down here, and this church was meeting in a body shop, and they started a little school, this little Church of God. And I went and I talked to this guy with long hair named Doug Wilson, and this another guy, Tom Garfield, with long hair, was a art major. And I talked to them for about half an hour, and they said, "Will you invest in our school? Will you consider giving a donation?" I said, "No, no way. I don't know anything about this school. You know, the first time I meet you, you ask me for money." If you go to the NFL, people come out of the woodworks. I mean, asking for money, right? So you got to develop a relationship. You got to develop a relationship as a message, a gospel. You want people to go see it. You want their heart to feel it. You want them to be passionate about it, and you want them to be cheerful givers. Cheerful givers. I would not have been a cheerful giver. Are you kidding me? Really? Do you know how many churches that ask for donations? Do you really know all these good organizations? Why would I give to yours? Why do they give to yours? For college prep? For what is it? What's the message? So a development person has to understand that you must start developing relationships with people in the community around the heart of Christ, around what the kids are doing each day. How are you going to touch